This video is for Canadians. I just had a consultation call with a Canadian client and I will summarize here for you, for free, what I discussed with him, how to leave Canada fiscally, steps you need to take, what you need to consider, places that are fantastic for Canadians, future considerations down the line, residencies, passports that are complementary, and then will be chef kiss for you. To start with, how to live fiscally. Remember that Canada has an exit tax, so if you have assets in there, let's say a home, let's say a car, you have a company with shares, when you sell that and you decide to live fiscally, you will have an exit tax. So it's something you need to plan. Something you might not be able to avoid unless you create some international structure. It's possible, it requires more time, it requires a bigger investment. So depending on how much money are you wanting to make with that sale and how much are you going to pay in taxes, it's gonna be worth it for you or not to make that investment. But that's something that, of course, we need to assess with our Canadian tax strategists, people that know much more than me specifically about this jurisdiction. Then second, you want to cut all the ties with Canada. The only thing that you're going to preserve by the time you leave fiscally the country is your passport. That you don't have to worry about it. Canadian passport, it's a great one. It allows you to go to the United States without a visa for 6 months a year, while many countries just allow you 90 days, or then you need to ask for an ESTA visa or a special visa. So Canada is one of the best ones when it comes to access to the United States. It also has great visa-free travel. You can see the map here on the screen. All the ones marked in green is easy for you to travel to as a Canadian, to enjoy tourism, to have some vacations there. So it's a great travel document. What you're going to lose, and believe me, you want to lose, is the tax residency status, which means that you will no longer have to pay taxes in Canada. Where are you going to pay taxes? In your new tax residency country. Being Canadian, if you want to maintain the same time zone, you have multiple options. You can go to Costa Rica. You can also choose Uruguay, Panama. However, you know our favorite is Paraguay. A 3-day visit is enough to start your application, and 3 to 4 months down the line, you can then apply for the RUC number for the tax residency in Paraguay, and all the money that you generate, whether it's through a US LLC that you create, regardless of where you have the bank, remember, does not have to be a Paraguayan bank, you don't need to create a Paraguayan company. These are common misunderstandings about this structure that I explained in other videos of this channel, you can check it out. But you can move your tax residency from Canada to Paraguay. You can move it to Costa Rica. What you need to do, what we usually recommend, create first multiple residencies. Go and visit those countries. I'm talking about Mexico, very close to Canada, great quality of life. Americans, Canadians love it. Costa Rica, another great option for you. Then you can also choose Paraguay. As I say, you go there, visit, and you could even start the residency process even if you are not sure if you want to become a tax resident or not. Why? Because that's the next part. In all of the countries that you choose to have residency in, you can then in the future naturalize. So you start the clock ticking. Mexico, 4 years of temporary residency, 2 years of permanent residency, boom, 6 years, you can naturalize Mexican. In Costa Rica, it's a bit more difficult. However, you can have a child in Costa Rica, and it's one of the popular destinations for birth tourism. Your child has immediate Costa Rican passport, and then the parents can apply for citizenship as well very soon. The other option is Paraguay, 3 years of temporary residency, 2 years of permanent, boom, in 5 years you have Paraguayan passport. Great because it's LATAM open, visa-free, because it's part of the Mercosur agreement. So imagine that for a few $1,000s, you get temporary residency in Mexico, residency in Costa Rica, temporary residency in Paraguay. You have all the clocks to start ticking. It's something that you can do in a matter of a month because you just need a few days in each country and you can do it consecutively. There's no problem of having multiple residencies being applied simultaneously, and voila, in a matter of a few months, you have 3 new residencies, and then you can choose where you want to place your tax residency with just one additional extra step. Other options for you a bit farther would be Cyprus, 60 days a year, Mediterranean island, we talk about it in this channel, and also Dubai, the other popular one, 90 days every year, and you can also become not just a resident but a tax resident in this Middle East country. Now that we decided, okay, we're gonna leave Canada fiscally, we're gonna keep the passport, we're gonna keep the residency, but we lose the tax residency, you cut the ties by selling the properties, any shares, any companies, even bank accounts. You can decide to close them all except one. That's what I usually recommend. But again, a bank does not create tax liabilities in any country. It's just a personal preference. If you are living fiscally a country, I would not want to keep assets in there because you're just making easy for the government to seize your assets, to freeze your money, to ask for additional documentation, and this can have some funds frozen for X amount of time until they decide to release it. So you don't want to give this power to the government, you want to make it difficult for them to access your money. And now, as we discussed, you can get new passports, whether it's naturalization or then birth tourism, or you can also invest in a new passport. Very close to Canada, you have the Caribbean islands, you have 5 islands that sell their passport in exchange of money. It can be a donation or an investment in real estate. So with 200,000, 250,000 US dollars, you can get a fresh new passport in a matter of 4 to 6 months. Another option is Turkey real estate. 3 months after an investment of $400,000 in real estate, voila, you have your Turkish passport. Then you just need to keep it for 3 years in order to not be revoked. Then you can sell the property, keep the Turkish passport for you, your family, your future generations, forever. These are different options that we have. So it's a great combo to have Mexico, Costa Rica, Paraguay, all of these tropical places for the winter in Canada, which is good weather there. And then summers in Europe, fantastic if you have options to travel and stay there for more than 90 days or just switch between countries with your Canadian passport and spend summer, bit of spring, the beginning of autumn as well in there. So this is the plan, generalizing, that I would do for a Canadian citizen and tax resident that wants to leave the jurisdiction fiscally and keep more money in their pocket. If you want to know more in detail how to implement it tailored to you, you can click the link down below. You have access to discovery calls with my team, and we're going to support you. If you want to move forward the plan with us, you're going to have a dedicated Canadian tax expert strategist to help you with your case. Also for free, the different videos in this channel. So I would suggest that you watch these ones. These are the videos that will fit the best with what I just said, complementary ones to this topic. Watch them now. This is Miquel Gironès from Costa Brava. I'll see you right over here.